What if I told you that attracting women as you get older has very little to do with money, physical looks, or clever pickup lines? Most men believe those things matter the most, but the truth is much simpler and much more powerful. There are two small words that can instantly create a deep emotional connection with a woman. These are words that many men never learn to use properly. And today, I'm going to show you exactly what they are, why they work so well, and how you can use them in a natural way so that women remember you long after the conversation ends. Welcome back. Today, we are exploring an idea that can completely change the way you attract women, especially as you get older and begin to understand relationships on a deeper level. This is not about flashing money, trying to look perfect, or repeating those cheesy pickup lines you see all over the internet. In fact, most of those things actually push women away instead of pulling them closer. The real secret is something much simpler. It comes down to two words that trigger a powerful response in the female mind. These words tap into something emotional and meaningful that most men never even realize exists. When used correctly, they can create a connection that feels natural, real, and deeply memorable. In a moment, I'm going to reveal exactly what these words are and explain the psychology behind them. But there is also a small detail that most people overlook, and that detail is the difference between being a man a woman quickly forgets and being the man she keeps thinking about even days later. So stay with me until the end, because understanding this can completely change the way you communicate with women. Let me share something interesting with you. Over the years, I've spent a lot of time observing and studying how men and women interact. I've watched thousands of conversations, both successful ones and ones that completely failed. And what I discovered surprised me. The men who attract the most attention from women are not always the most handsome men in the room. They are not always the richest either. Many times, they look very ordinary from the outside. What truly separates them from everyone else is a simple skill that most men never develop. That skill is direct emotional communication. While most men spend their time trying to impress women with jokes, achievements, or endless small talk, the men who stand out do something different. They speak with emotional clarity. They say what they truly mean without hiding behind uncertainty. And this is where those two powerful words come into play. You see, the human brain naturally reacts to certain communication patterns. When specific words are spoken with confidence and sincerity, they create a psychological response. Psychologists often refer to this as emotional anchoring. It means a certain phrase or moment becomes tied to a strong emotional memory. The first of the two words is I want. At first glance, it may sound extremely simple, almost too simple. But when a man says I want with confidence and honesty, something powerful happens in the dynamic between him and a woman. He shows that he takes responsibility for his own desires. He is not asking for permission. He is not hiding behind hesitation. He is not testing the waters to see if it feels safe. Instead, he is being clear and direct. Here is something many men don't realize about female psychology. Women are naturally drawn to men who know what they want. It signals confidence, it shows leadership, and it removes the pressure from her to make all the decisions. Think about the difference between two statements. One man says, maybe we could hang out sometime if you want. Another man says, I want to take you out to dinner this weekend. I know a great place. Both sentences express interest, but emotionally, they feel completely different. The first sentence communicates hesitation. It sounds unsure and slightly afraid of rejection. The second sentence communicates clarity, direction, and confidence. When a man clearly says, I want, it sends a message that he trusts his own desires. It shows that he is comfortable taking initiative, and this creates a natural emotional tension that many women find very attractive. This is not about arrogance or controlling behavior. It is about being comfortable with who you are and what you want from life. A man who knows what he wants appears stable and grounded. Those two simple words can quietly change the way a woman sees you. Instead of blending into the background like most men, you suddenly stand out. You become someone memorable. But there is another important part to this. If you only use I want, the message can sometimes feel incomplete. It can sound like you are only focused on your own desires. And this is where the second word becomes extremely powerful. The second phrase is I appreciate. This is where the real emotional connection begins to form. When you combine I want with I appreciate, you create a balance between confidence and emotional awareness. You show that you have initiative, but you also have the ability to recognize and value another person. For example, instead of simply saying, I want to see you again, you could say something slightly deeper. I want to see you again because I really appreciate the way you think. Suddenly, the conversation has more meaning. You are not just expressing desire. You are showing that you noticed something about her that genuinely stood out to you. This makes the interaction feel personal rather than generic. And that is something many women rarely experience. Most conversations they have are surface level. Many men repeat the same compliments over and over again without really paying attention. But when you say that you appreciate something specific, it shows that you were truly present in the moment. There is also one important mistake that many men make when trying to use these words. They say the right things, but their body language tells a completely different story. This is called lack of congruence. Congruence simply means that your words, tone of voice, and body language all match each other. Imagine a man saying, I want to take you to dinner, but he is looking down at the ground, his shoulders are slouched, and his voice sounds uncertain. The words say confidence, but the body language communicates insecurity. Women are extremely good at detecting this kind of mismatch. Their brains naturally pick up emotional signals very quickly. If your words and energy do not match, the message loses its power. So when you say, I want, stand straight, maintain calm eye contact, and speak clearly. And when you say, I appreciate, slow down slightly, and let the sincerity come through in your voice. You are not performing. You are simply expressing genuine thoughts. Another thing that matters just as much as the words themselves is timing. You cannot walk around repeating, I want and I appreciate in every single conversation like a script. That would feel unnatural and robotic. Instead, these words should appear in key moments. Moments where you want to show your intention clearly. Moments where you want to create a meaningful emotional memory. For example, imagine you are at the end of a great conversation or a good date. The energy feels positive and relaxed. Instead of saying something casual like, see you later, you could look at her and say something simple but clear. I want to see you again. I really appreciate the energy you bring. In that moment, you create something stronger than a normal goodbye. You create an emotional anchor. Later, when she thinks about you, she will remember not just the conversation, but the way that moment felt. She will remember feeling seen, valued, and desired at the same time. And those feelings are what make someone unforgettable. The important thing to remember is that this is not about manipulation or tricks. Real connection never comes from pretending to be someone you are not. It comes from being honest about what you want and showing appreciation for the people you meet. Most men hide their intentions because they are afraid of rejection. But confidence grows when you are comfortable expressing yourself openly. You do not have to be perfect. You simply have to be genuine. When your words are clear, your actions match your intentions, and your energy is calm and confident, something powerful happens. Women begin to feel safe around you. They feel respected. And at the same time, they feel a natural attraction to the clarity you bring into the interaction. At the end of the day, attracting women is not about chasing perfection. It is not about having the most money, the best style, or the most impressive stories. It is about emotional clarity. It is about being able to say what you want without hesitation and showing appreciation when someone brings something meaningful into your life. When you combine these things with honesty and confidence, you create connections that feel real and lasting. And those are the connections that women remember. So remember this simple idea. Be clear about what you want. Be genuine in what you appreciate. And make sure your words, your tone, and your presence all tell the same story. When you communicate like that, you naturally become someone people enjoy being around. Not because you tried to impress them, but because you were real. And that is what truly makes a person unforgettable. If you enjoyed this video and want more insights like this, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss future content. And if this message helped you see attraction in a new way, leave the word unforgettable in the comments. I want to see who is ready to communicate with confidence and build deeper connections.